Welcome back to a special episode of KRAKEN Cans from the Crushin Cans crew. I know it's been a while, Derrick. I just want to see how you're doing, man. It's been a few weeks. Oh, he's just kind of chilling. I'm not sure if he can hear me or not.
I'm choppy here.
Oh, you're choppy? Oh, well, welcome to the show. Tonight we are going to have some fun. Kind of
I can hear you. I'm just I'm a little choppy on this end.
I can see that. So tonight we're going to make our picks for Seattle. Obviously, this is going to change quite a bit because obviously guys are going to get pulled in and traded for assets and all the other moves are going to happen. But we're just going to go with a blank sheet, pretending like there's going to be no trades or anything afterwards. It should be interesting. But first, before we get going, obviously sponsored by Torque Brewing, I'm going to be having a nice Torque Cirrus tonight to start the show off. Derrick, what do you got there, buddy?
That's your classic blonde.
Oh, nice, right on.
So, got to keep it light. I got hockey later.
Yeah, for sure. And also, we have a fun new thing before we get into the Seattle draft. What we're going to be doing on socials, just to make the summer go by, we thought it'd be pretty fun. This was Derrick's idea. Maybe you want to explain to the fans what we're going to be doing, a little bracket challenge?
Yeah, we're going to take the NCAA style. 64 entrants will get thrown in. It will be the greatest fictional sports player of all time. We're going to have everyone from Happy Gilmore to Rudy to Clubber Lang, all your favorites. Feel free to throw some names in the comments if you want to see them in there. But we're going to randomly draw, throw them in, randomize it, see what happens. And we're gonna do this over summer. We'll have them up on our community page. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have it out on Twitter, maybe Instagram. I'm not 100% sure yet, but yeah, we'll get that going next week for sure. We'll introduce the bracket, but today is about the Kraken.
Yeah, so we'll be cracking cans, talking some hockey here. Obviously, get some stuff out of the way. We know Carey Price is available. It's not a fun time for Habs fans. But, hey, it is what it is. It's a business. But
keeps on your feet, though.
I'm interested to see, though, what we end up picking here because we both drafted two different teams. I'm sure there's going to be some similarities. And if you are a French-speaking fan, Autour de la Ligue did it last night as well. That is up on our YouTube channel. So make sure to check out that. See what Nick and Shane think. Two great hockey minds made their selections last night. Tonight's going to be the English
roster
show.
Looks good.
It does. I took a peek. I promise I wouldn't cheat off them too much, but I did look at the rosters. I'm kind of excited because it's when an expansion team comes in like Seattle, it shakes up the whole league-wide. Favorite players are gone. Fan favorite players are gone. And then you see what Vegas did. They created a monster with the advantages they had. And I'm curious if Seattle is going to be able to do the same thing or if GMs are more weary now. What are your thoughts on the expansion?
It really can go either way because some teams you can get rid of that bad contract where, you're like, hey, I'm stuck with this. I just got to eat it. But you can kind of, throw some incentive, do maybe a bait and trade. You take him, trade him to us because he's got like a no move clause or something like that, I guess.
Yeah.
So I mean, and anything can happen, right? And you saw with Vegas, everyone saw the roster. They're like, they're not going to be that good. And this team has gone to the conference final 3 out of 4 years.
Exactly. And that's the thing. You take in some advantages for the players. I know they hate leaving their teams, but also when you see a team take you personally, it's got to feel good. You got to pump your tires. You want to prove the other team wrong. And look like William Carlson did, all these other players. So it's definitely going to be interesting. And that's one thing I just want to give a heads up again is we know some of these players are going to get flipped again or Seattle has side deals. So we're just going off what's available right now that fits in the cap, meets all positional requirements and the positional requirements and cap, obviously, and just contracts, the minimum requirements for each position. That's what we went off of. Cap friendly. Thank God for cap friendly. What a sight. It's been pretty fun.
Yeah, we were kind of going back and forth just before we started here too. So
I was trying to get under the cap.
I got most of my team picked. Yeah, you were having some issues there. You were doing well. There's what do I got here? I got four teams I haven't picked from yet. So
Okay.
we will have some fun along the way.
Yes.
I mean,
So I'm thinking to
it'll
make
be
it
interesting
easier.
because there are guys.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yep.
No, I was just going to say to make
there
it
are
easier,
guys
just go by team.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We'll just go in order. Start with the Ducks and make our way down.
Okay.
Sweet.
Finish your thought.
I was going to say, like, there are some guys I think that might, obviously aren't going to go, but it might be a draft and trade kind of thing. So, and then, you retain salary and whatnot. So,
Yeah.
But we will see.
I think we should get right into it. We've got a fair amount of fans in here. So just quickly, if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. If you like some of the hats, these are the perfect hats for drinking beers in the summertime. It's a perfect Saturday hat. So that's habsnight.net. Get your Habs Night merch. Yeah. Give me wicked. So let's start off the Anaheim Ducks. I'm curious what you're thinking here. Obviously, some talk around town with Getzlaff, the veteran C, all this other stuff. But I'll let you go first. Who are you taking from the Anaheim Ducks?
I got Jayden Flurry, defenseman.
Okay, nice.
I did say though I can see like an Adam Henrique going with and then a trade and whatnot. So that's kind of where I'm sitting. But I think Jayden Flurry, young defenseman, good to go.
Francis would know him from Carolina, wouldn't he? Because I believe that's where Jayden Flurry was. So I took Jacob Larson. I apologize. If we butcher names, just give us a break here. I know it might be Jacob Larson, but I'm going to say Jacob. It seems like he's European.
I like Jacob. Yeah.
It sounds better.
Nice.
But so obviously, so you got Jayden Flurry. I have Jacob Larson. So 2D gone right there. Right?
Ooh.
And then we have from the next team,
the
Yotes. This is an interesting one.
This is one of those. Yeah, see, I'm not sure where they're gonna go here. I like Christian Fischer. I like Freddie Gauthier. Gugalewski on the back end there. He's not bad. But I mean 5.4.
Yeah.
I don't know who'd you take here?
I took Christian Fischer here. I think he's very underrated. Can play both sides, left wing, right wing. Only 24 years old. He's an RFA in 2022, 23. He's only making $1 million. Cheap player, both wings. I think he's pretty effective.
Get him for that RFA too. That's the big thing, right? Because then you can keep him. Like you don't have to let him walk. You can get him. Maybe get a bridge deal.
Yeah,
I like that pick though. Yeah, I'll go with you on that one. I like
You're
that.
going with there? Okay. And then next we have the Boston Bruins, where this gets a little interesting because there's so many UFAs on this team. But I'm curious where your head's at.
Yeah.
Similar to mine.
I like Nick Ritchie did have, not a bad year. I think Andre Case, he's not bad either. Yeah, because I got more defense going later on. I don't mind Sean Corrali though. He had a really good season. He had a decent playoff. Like he's a good player there.
UFA
but
too.
I'm gonna go with the left ringer. Wow. I'm gonna go. I'll take Nick Ritchie.
I like him. Big banging body. Just give you some size up front, some grit. He'll scrap. I do like that pick.
We can score.
You can. Yeah. But I went on D from this team. I went with Conor Clifton.
Nice.
He's a UFA 2023, only making $1 million. He's a lefty, right D. He can play both sides. I think he's effective for in his price range, and you get 2 years with him. I kind of like the Conor Clifton move.
I think they're going to have a lot of vet D there too, so they can kind of, mentor him, bring him up, and just kind of go from there.
Yeah. He's 26 with UFA 2023. So Just hitting his prime for D. You see D peak a little bit later on, like Jeff Petrie, the beautiful man himself.
Oh, so beautiful.
Peaking later on. Interesting one here next is the Buffalo Sabres. What goes on here? You know they want Jeff Skinner taken, but he ain't moving. $9 million for another 6 years.
No. You want to take a guy with that kind of cap. I think we all know who they're taking. If you're going to take that kind of money, Gergenson's not bad. I don't think he really, but I don't know here. I will. I'm going to say Cody Eakin goes in his second expansion draft.
Really? Okay.
Out to the West Coast.
I took
third, fourth line centerman for 2.2.
Another 2 years left
for
on
a
that
full
deal.
year, and then UFA.
Yeah,
you never know, right?
I like that one. Actually, I do. I kind of don't like my pick now. I took Jake McCabe on D. Makes 2.85, lefty, 27 years old. I
think this is where you're starting to have cap problems there, buddy.
Yeah. I think he's decent. I'm under the cap by 500,000, so don't worry. My team is going to be sick. You just wait for it.
You just got to hope your guys don't hit their performance bonuses.
Though it just goes against cap the following year. Obviously, the Calgary Flames. I think this is an obvious one for most.
We're both on the same page with this one, right?
Mark Giordano. There's no way you don't.
Yeah. No. Unless you want Luch.
No.
They
don't really have much, honestly.
We gave it a chance.
I mean, I think everybody in the whole world has Mark Giordano. If I'm not mistaken. I mean, that's a captain.
If you're let us know if you're on the chat too, like if you guys are following along on Cap Friendly, because we can kind of everyone's looking at the same thing here then, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna say he gets the captain too. He'll be captain.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Just quickly, somebody asks, Bill asks if Taylor Hall remains a Boston Bruin. I think so. I think they're going to make that work.
I think they're talking around like $5 million. And I think with Krejci walking out the door, that opens a lot of money for them. Yeah. Again, though, I mean, would you say the Islanders maybe take a stab at them? They got a lot of money.
I think it all depends. Once we get down to the Islanders, we'll kind of expand on that. But I think Taylor Hall's going to stay in Boston. Shillington would be a decent pick, but I just think like the leadership from Giordano, the guy's been in the league forever.
Yeah.
He's
and
still
you got to spend
4 minutes.
You got to spend money somewhere, right? Yeah. This is a guy. Well, he's got the contract to go with it. Well known as a leader everywhere, like you said. So,
oh, for sure. And then like the next team, which is interesting because I just saw something on the old Twitter sphere. Seattle's talking to Dougie Hamilton right now, but obviously we made our selections because.
I mean, you can jump on yours if you want, but I mean, hey, how's your cap?
Yeah, no,
I got room for him.
I took Jake Bean.
I got room for him. Yeah, me too. Another thing though, I really like Nino Niederreiter. I would, I think that would be a good pick, but it comes with a price, right? I mean, you get down to some other teams where you're almost forced to take the high end guys because you're probably going to get something with it. But I like Jake Bean.
23 years old. He's an RFA this year. Makes $863. I mean, this kid. I know.
Ronnie
I believe
him.
Montreal was in talks about Jake Bean a couple years ago, trying to get him. Yeah, that's a great point.
That's
a no-brainer.
Francis drafted him too, right? He knows him. He likes the kid.
Yeah, 100%.
This next team is pretty interesting too. So the
Blackhawks.
Yeah, I'm going back and forth between three guys here, so I don't.
Who are you thinking? And let's hear the reasonings.
Hinostroza. I know he's kind of an older guy. He's got a cheap deal here at a mill. He had some, he's got a decent year. He looks okay. Adam Gaudette. I liked him in Vancouver. I really did.
I still think he can still come out. Like he's still gonna. I think he can break out.
Yeah, young guy, right? Like he can move into maybe that second center role, given the right guys to play with. And then Nikita Zadorov. That guy is mean defenseman, and being out in the West, you're gonna need that. Okay. I think I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Zadorov here.
Okay, I originally had him selected, but I was looking at my center depth, and that's why I had to go with Adam Gaudette for the same reason. I just I still think he's capable of more. I think he gets a better opportunity on Seattle than he did with Vancouver after being behind like JT Miller, Elias Pettersson, guys like that. So I think Adam Gaudette would be a great choice. He's RFA right now. He's making $950,000. 24 years old. He still has tons of time. I like the thoughts you had on Hinostroza and Zadorov too, though, because I had Zadorov originally. We've seen him hit some guys pretty hard. I think he's the one that hit KK that one time, if I'm not mistaken. So
I liked him mic'd up there too. That one game.
Yeah,
I like that
for sure. And one person pointed out, Gaudette, young center, could be the next William Karlsson-esque kind of player. I like that. It's a great point. He's got potential.
40.
No, but I think he offensively he can produce. I mean, he's got a good shot. He's got some size on him.
Like he's that depth scoring you'll need late in the season, right?
He's a Hobie Baker winner.
So I like Gaudette. VC.
It's true. Oh shit, I forgot about that. So this one's interesting. Colorado Avalanche.
I think this is another no-brainer.
Landy?
Donskoy.
That's who I had picked too.
Yeah, he's my guy.
$3.9 million, right winger, UFA to 2023.
Yeah, he's proven everywhere he's played. The guy does his job.
Yeah,
he doesn't. It's not lows, it's not highs. He gets banged up here and there, but I think he's pretty consistent. You're going to get given the right line mates, that guy can score 25.
True.
Look, like even Colorado, he's playing on that second line with
who's C. Kadri?
Third. Was he on the second or was he on the third?
I think he bounces up and down. He's like a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, power play guy. Like he's good.
He's 29. A couple more years left. 3.9. I like it.
Shark alumni. Gotta love the guy. Shouldn't have let him go.
So we both agree on that one. Colorado Avalanche. Jonas Donskoy. Chad, if you guys have anything different, let us know who you think's leaving Colorado. I know some people are thinking Landeskog. It makes sense. Just what's his cap hit come in at? You got to think he's thinking 8 or 9.
Yeah, he's not taking no friendly deal there. And they're getting into that tough spot with they got McCarr coming up. Who else is due for one?
Bowen Byram.
Stud. He hasn't played though, really. So you got to bridge him.
But that's why they got rid of Ryan Graves, because they know Byram's going to be there.
Yeah, but I mean, you can get away bridging that guy where you're going to have to pony up for McCarr for sure.
Oh yeah, you can't bridge him. You got to give up 9, 10.
Max him out.
9.
Give him the Heiskanen deal.
Yeah,
if not more.
So
I mean, then McKinnon's going to feel bad for taking the deal when nobody else did. But
that's true.
It's a business.
Team. Columbus Blue Jackets. Chat, I kind of want to see your picks here before we go on ours, because I know a lot of people are taking Max Domi, and it would make sense, but that shoulder surgery kind of scares me out of this one. Okay, I don't think he's ready for the start of the year, and he's only got 1 year left on his deal. Max Domi, a lot of them coming in Max Domi. Is that who you got?
I have Domi. I have Domi, yes, but I don't mind Grigorenko and I don't mind Del Zotto going either.
Okay. Stenlund's not another bad one.
Yeah, I don't.
So you got Domi?
Yeah. Now that I'm looking at it, I just kind of flew through this one. It's Columbus. I don't know.
So
right? Like,
rebuilding again.
But yeah, fuck. But no, I don't mind Del Zotto. You got a guy back there, you're gonna get a solid, third pairing defenseman, probably can move up if needed. And Grigorenko, could be some upside to him.
I actually took Gabriel Carlson. This young lefty, 725,000 RFA in 2022. I was just trying. Obviously, I don't know how Max's shoulder is going to handle, and then he's a UFA in a year again. I mean, if they need to meet the cap floor, obviously you take him. Obviously, they need centers. I just don't know how long he's going to be out for. And I don't know if Seattle's going to pick him where you might have a few months of him. Depends if he gets banged up or not. Whereas this Gabriel Carlson, 24, defenseman, making 725,000, RFA 2022. So you get to control where he goes. But I honestly don't know. I don't watch Columbus enough, and they didn't really give us much to choose from there.
What was his stat line, though?
Honestly, did not research that. I just saw a nice young D, RFA in a year. No. And that's kind of bad on me for the show, but Columbus, they didn't really offer much. I don't hate that Stenlund. 24 right wing. But we'll move on from Columbus because they're kind of boring. Dallas Stars. This is interesting. There's a few players here. You have Ben Bishop in net, who should be back after his injury, making 4.9. We know he's been injury plagued in and out. You got some great D available from the Dallas Stars and a few veteran forwards. So I'm curious, Derek. I'm going to let you can go?
I took Jamie Oleksiak. Oh, I'm fucking all over the place here.
That's good. Do you know Jamie Oleksiak's my pick? I think everybody's going to be taking him.
Here. I don't know what's going on today.
It's your internet. Some people saying Bishop, or one person did. Oleksiak's in there from Sarah. I don't know how you don't take Oleksiak. 28 years old, 2.1. He's a UFA right now, though. I thought about maybe like a Blake Como or somebody for that veteran kind of third, fourth line kind of role. But, I mean, Jamie Oleksiak's available. The guy's huge, still young, getting in his prime.
I'm not going to lie. I was him and Han on Sammy Vatanen, too.
Yeah, for sure. Some people are saying if they don't take Price, you got to take Bishop.
You guys crazy. Come on. Not Bishop, no.
Watch us go 1 for 30 on these picks. Get fired.
Be almost as good as my... Wow. I'm already on thin ice from that fucking playoff pool that I did.
Detroit Red Wings, the next one. I think a lot of people are going to be on the same page about this one. Curious what chat thinks with Detroit. If you can take a player from Detroit, who are you taking? You just said Stetcher. I have the same one. I've seen a lot of lists have Troy Stetcher. Once again, another younger D. He's 27, right D, making 1.7 UFA next year.
I think it's because he's the right-handed defenseman too, right? Like I like Christian Juice there. He played with the Caps, won the cup. He's a good defenseman. But yeah, I think Stetcher's your guy. He was good in Vancouver. They shouldn't have let him go either.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I've seen a lot of Pickard's.
There's a Ranger,
Jacob.
Wow.
The Wings are kind of ass.
Well, they got
that is true.
They got the old Ranger first round pick Dylan McElrath there. He's never really, came around to what he was supposed to be. But
I like Troy Stetcher. I think a lot of lists have that. And I thought about Nemesnikov a little bit. 28 right wing, $2 million. Could give you a little bit of offense there. But Yeah.
Bobby
Thought
Ryan,
about him, but Troy
$1 million.
Stetch is just silly. You gotta love Bobby Ryan's story too. Just as quick sidebar.
Yeah, no, absolutely good for him.
Incredible. Okay, Edmonton Oilers. I think they're going to be taking. Actually, I'm sorry. I kind of stole this from you. Jujhar Khaira, obviously. That
I'm
third,
in on
fourth
him.
line grinder.
Yeah, I like it.
1.2 million
too.
RFA.
Good season.
Yeah, 26. A little bit of concussion history that makes me a little nervous, though. We saw that hit with KK.
You'll be okay.
Thought about Dominic Cahoon a little bit. I expected a bigger year out of Dominic Cahoon when he was playing with McDavid and Draisaitl. I took him in fantasy thinking he was going to light it up, but I think you go Jujhar Khaira, great bottom six guy, can grind. He's not going to be too expensive. Got a little bit of experience there. He'll fight, hit. Jujhar Khaira for me.
Not gonna lie, for fantasy last year, I jumped on the James Neal train again. Hey, he's good. You put him with the right guys, he can still score.
Yeah, he gets like 6
Not
goals
like
1
used
week
to,
and then
but-
goes 2 months without a goal.
Yeah, that's why you have a bench.
All right, so Jujhar Khaira from you, chat. I see some Khaira
Yes.
in there. Benson, young guy. Khaira's a great fourth line center. I agree. Jordan
Yeah.
Clifford likes Yamamoto, knows he's not available, just like him. Sounds like a samurai. Love him. He's going to be good. He's a small player, but he's good. Moving on. Florida. This is a dead giveaway for most
Driegs.
people. Yeah, Chris Drieger is already a deal.
This is where it gets interesting, right? Depending what they sign him for.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it was what 3.5.
Yeah, something like that. It
Right?
was under 4, 3.5 or 3.9 or something like that. But they're going to take Drieger. That's your future starter.
You saw what he did in the playoffs. He's good.
Yep.
He is good.
Well, I mean, he didn't really do much.
And the
in
same
playoffs.
thing-
Spencer Knight came in.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Sorry.
No, but it's the same thing with Dallas. They're putting Bishop out, right? Ottinger's going to be the guy.
Yeah.
He's up and coming. He's going to be the guy.
So there goes one of our goalies, Chris Drieger from Florida. I think a lot of people have these on their lists. It's pretty much guaranteed almost now without being official. LA Kings, a lot of people talking about Jonathan Quick being available. 5.8 cap hit for 2 years.
I don't think so.
No?
I got no. I like Anthony Ciu. I do. Kale Clegg. Oh, there it is. That's a sweet, sexy sound. I took Brendan Lemieux though. Left winger, gets some grit. It's another Swiss Army knife, right? Like,
Yeah.
and a guy that can maybe, he's still got room to grow. So that's my pick.
Okay, Sarah Y, you said Blake Lazar. I said this before the show started. I was thinking about Lazar. Sneaky good, but I think you're going to need that
centerman,
grit,
though.
like Derrick said. I got
Jacob
Lemieux.
Luffy.
Brendan Lemieux, I mean, he's just one of those. He's like a Gallagher-esque kind of player. Like, he's going to battle. He'll fight anybody. He'll get in the dirty areas. I think he can easily be a fan favorite in Seattle. Yes, a lot. Samuel Frick just said it. I think it's not as easy as we make it up to be in our heads. But I think if you're Seattle, you get a guy that can go from your fourth line. I think he can play like a game or two on your top line if you need him on the wing or something. Brendan Lemieux is a great pick. I think, like some people have pointed out in the chat, easy to be a fan favorite there.
I got to see him firsthand here in Winnipeg when he came in. So this guy he's going to be all right. He'll mix it up, and he'll bang home 10, 12 a year. I mean, yeah, it doesn't sound impressive, but late in the season, late in the game, guy gets out there, makes a big hit, opens some room, you score that late goal, right?
Yeah.
I like that.
And if he's not scoring, he like I mentioned earlier, like he's like a Gallagher. He's going to battle every game for you. Like he's like that motor. Minnesota Wild's the next team. I think me and you have the same pick on this one. Fair amount of people probably have the same one as us. Yes, Capo Kakinen, the goalie. I'm surprised they protected Talbot. What's in the mindset of them protecting Talbot over Kakinen?
They waited. How long did they wait for this guy? They waited for him like 7 years. He gets there, he plays great, and you're just going to let him walk out the door?
He's only 24, making $725 till he's an RFA next year. I like Capo Kakinen. I think he's a great. Exactly. I don't know how Minnesota.
He's not asking for 11, 12 million after one season. I'll tell you that.
Yes. Let's get into that quickly because Derrick and I are talking about the Kaprizov news. Chat, let us know what you think about this. Can you imagine being on a team for the last few years? This rookie comes in. Yes, I know he's 24, 25, whatever he is. And he's asking for 9 or 10 million after 1 year.
No, he turned down $9 million a year.
Oh my God. Like what? Like what's he expect to play 1 year?
I got a Calder trophy.
But honestly, what? Right. Like you play 1 year, you come over when you're 24. It's not their fault you stayed in the KHL till you're 24. You could have came over earlier, got the bridge deal. Exactly. Yeah. But what's that doing to a room? You know what I mean?
Well, didn't you hear the story about when he was in training camp?
Oh yeah, he's like, I don't want to play with the shit players.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not playing with shit players. Like, put me with the good crew, right? Like, I think the guy maybe it. I don't know.
The guy saved my fantasy season, but Jesus.
Well, we're gonna get into that next week too. You gotta sidebar these notes.
Yeah, but I mean, like when you're Kaprizov, like, is it his agent or is it him? I feel like it's a little bit of him because like that. I don't want to be with the shit players thing at the start of the year. But just thinking like what you do to that dressing room when you come in for 1 year as a rookie, have a great year. Don't get me wrong, played great. 24 years old. And
you played against one division.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You shit pumped who? Like, you know.
And I agree. He's going to be worth that amount. But when you're coming in at 24
I
and
love
then
that
you're
comment.
Threatening to go back to the K?
Yes.
Modern day.
Yeah, and then he's gonna come back in 5 years for playoffs, and then
just take a bridge for 2 years at $7 million, and then get your payday. You're not gonna go to shit in 2 years. But I know he wants to bank in on what he's done. Obviously, anything can happen injury wise. Billy Guerin's in tough, and sorry, go ahead.
What are your comparables there? After one season, who are your comparables?
How old was because Breadman went to Columbus? Who comes in at 20? Who comes in the first year at that age dominates though, and then gets 9 or 10 sheets? Nobody. No. But just to stay on Minnesota Wild quickly, I'm curious what Chat thinks about this. They just bought out Ryan Suter and Zach Parise, and then you got this 24-year-old kid saying no to $9 million.
Well, they know you got the money. Right.
But like they get screwed in 2 years. I don't understand the buyout of Ryan Suter. I still think he's effective. The Parise one doesn't really, meh.
That guy got $9 million from like McDonald's. He is now the Hamburglar there on weekends.
But it's wild though. They bought out Ryan Suter and Zach Parise.
I've seen it.
But I heard, believe you can believe me or not, Minnesota's one of the front runners for Ike Daddy.
I can see it.
It's costing them. I think it said Boldy and Rossi and 2 other players, maybe. But
probably
we'll move on from Minnesota.
Right? Well, here comes the fun one.
Montreal Canadiens. Okay, this is where
here comes the fun one.
Okay, so obviously we know Carey Price is available. It stings, but I didn't take Price.
Neither did I.
And this isn't just my Habs bias coming out. This is me thinking of Seattle's roster and what they might need. Who'd you take from the Montreal Canadiens?
I got Kulak going.
Okay. UFA in another year, making 1.85. Lefty, puck moving. I don't think he's going to be the same as Jeff Petrie, but I think he's going to be one of those guys that keeps excelling until like his early 30s. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Oh, yeah.
Like if you can put it together, I love Kulak's game. I really do.
A lot of people saying Danino.
I took Danault.
That's the thing, though.
I think that center depth. I think he's going to get a little bit higher than what Montreal is willing to give him. I know all the beat writers, Angles, all those guys kind of canceled that idea yesterday, today. I can't remember. I think Danault. I think they might give him 4.5, and I think he can. No. I think he could play your 2C role for an expansion team.
Man,
I don't think he's going to get
6.
I think him hitting the open market. I think he's going to realize.
Yeah, but would you compare
McKinnon?
him? Would you compare him to Krejci?
Danault?
Yeah.
I talked about this with Dale last week. I find Danault such a different player, right? Because
you're not paying a guy that's not scoring.
His points are third line centers. Right? His points, offensively, third line center. He's a $2 to $3 million player. Offensively, but defensively, is there any other guys that are as good as he is defensively? Like what you saw him do in the playoffs. McKinnon's came out and said he's one of the hardest centers to play against. I find it a weird conundrum with Danault where he's so good defensively and lacks that offense where a team might take a risk between 3 and 4 or 4.5. And I think Seattle, when you're coming in, you need to win the middle of the ice to win the game. And maybe some of the wingers help him out offensively. I know he played with Gallagher and Tatar, but I think Danault can give you some – he can play first-line minutes. He just doesn't produce first-line center numbers. It's cute. I find it like he's one of these guys that just sticks out as in there's not many comparables to a Philip Danault.
Can we get Greg's comment brought up there? Right there, yeah. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
He's going to the open market. Montreal doesn't want to pay him. Why waste your pick on him?
That's a very good point that I did not think about. I apologize. But I'm going to still
but then that way you can kind of base on what league wide, because the GMs will talk, kind of what's his asking price, right?
Okay, then do you give a guy like Drouin a fresh start then?
Okay, here's my breakdown. Drouin wanted out of Tampa because he thought he was better than he was. Hasn't really done all that much in Montreal. Are you going to put him on a third team now and expect things to be different? He's been in the league long enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying here? I don't see you, just bringing him over, striking gold and getting 70 points out of the guy. I just don't see it.
Yeah, great point. I just asked him. I do like the Brett Kulak pick. Kale Flurry, I know it's another one that's been jumping around. Kale Flurry's a young guy on D, cheap.
That's the thing, right? He's young and he's got so much potential coming up. And
he's physical. He can move. I understand all the Kale Flurry picks from a lot of people here.
I think it's either one of them, but for my team, though, I took Kulak.
Okay, great point. I'll stick with my Philip Danault. I'll stick to my guns. I know I got proven wrong, and I'll eat my own words.
That's why you're having cap issues. That's what it comes down to.
No, I don't have cap issues. I'm 500,000 below. Okay, so Nashville Predators. This is an interesting one. A lot of good players. The only team to protect 5D because they traded Ellis. They draft D and produce D like crazy. Slinksy donates $13.99. Where will the Habs finish in the tough division with Toronto, Tampa? Okay, we'll pause on Nashville. Let's get to this quick. This is going to be tough. Depending who leaves, like the roster can be a complete overhaul. If you lose, let's say you lose Carey Price, you lose Philip Danault, you lose Thomas Tatar, you lose Jonathan Drouin. Obviously, you can't see Perry coming back.
You have money there, but who's gonna want to go then?
Exactly.
I don't know. I think
in my head, I think Perry's gone. If all those guys are gone, because you're not going to be contending per se. I'll use the word contending because they went to the Cup final. I know some people have arguments against it. That's fair. That's fine. Just for argumentative sake, I'll say contender. Perry won't stay. So let's say you lose Perry. Like there's going to be a complete roster overhaul.
Well, like I said,
Weber.
Yeah. And like I said, regardless, I honestly don't think Carey goes, but again, he's out. Yeah. No Weber. I think this team takes a step back, fights for a wild card, if not misses the playoffs. Hear me out here. You take one step back to take two steps forward. Because
great point.
This was the easiest way to the final possible that you could possibly get, and they took advantage of that. They played great, all to it, but now you're back with everybody.
Boston, Tampa, Florida, Toronto.
I think you're fighting for a wild card. But yeah. I mean, we're really going to get into that like next week and all that. Like, and it's a long summer, people. Don't worry.
It is. And I think there's going to be so many moves this offseason. Like this offseason is going to be the wildest, especially for the Montreal Canadiens. Like that roster overhaul, if some of these guys leave, there's some massive holes. Carey Price leaves. There's your starter gone. Shea Weber, there's a top 2, top 3 defenseman gone.
I mean,
Thomas Tatar is a first-line winger gone.
You've had this team, not exact the same team, but the last 2 seasons you've gotten in on COVID breaks.
Mm-hmm.
So
quickly, I just want to touch on the Perry one. Is Perry's playing for a cup, or does he want to play for the Habs? I think he'd rather play for the Habs, but as I think the kind of guy Bergevin is and how some of these older guys are kind of viewed, you let him decide if he wants to chase the cup or stay. Just let the decision on Perry. He's like Berge, here's a contract if you want it, or go.
He's paid his dues. He's earned the respect of the league. He can go as he wants, right?
Yeah.
So
okay. So we'll move on back to Nashville, where I was explaining first the only team to protect 5D. They draft D incredibly. They produce them. Like you got Weber, Seth Jones, Ellis, Ekholm, all these D.
Yossi.
Geez, I don't even know why I forgot him. El Capitan.
Beautiful man.
Yeah, he's a stunner. Who'd you take here?
I spent a little bit of money here.
Oh,
I took Ryan Johansson.
I did too, because you need that 1C.
Yeah, and he's a big man. He'll go all over. He's had a few down years, but again, given the right wingers, new city, maybe that's what he needs.
Yep.
I think he can step up.
I like your thought there with the right wingers, because in Nashville, he kind of had them, but like they weren't necessarily like a offensively powerhouse team per se.
No, they don't score a lot. They beat you by committee. They run you through the boards.
Well, they had that decor
Pekka in the background playing great, right?
So I agree with Sarah. Sarah's made some great picks tonight. Ryan Johansson? I agree. I think he's got the talent. I know his cap hits up there a bit, but I think maybe a refresh. I think he can
spend money somewhere
reproduce.
Too, right?
Yeah, he's 6'5". Great point, Samuel. So we'll move on from Nashville here. We got the New Jersey Devils.
Yeah, Seattle will be a good city to get them going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Devils, who are you thinking here? I know some people got PK Subban penciled in, but that cap hit, I don't see it. You're freezing up. So I'll go first. I'll take Nathan Bastian, right winger, 715,000, 2023 is an RFA. Still a young guy. That's what I took was Bastian. Tennyson. Jacob.
I took Will Butcher. I was debating between him and Connor Carrick. Mm-hmm. I was going back and forth between the two of them.
Just quickly, Swerve, I saw your comment. Subban is a UFA next year. So 1 year left at $9 million.
Mm-mm. Nope. You don't.
I just don't think he's going to go.
I don't mean this in a bad way, but I think as a new team and like having him there would be awesome for publicity and everything. But
It's a
I don't
business.
know.
Your on ice matters more than the off ice, I think.
Right. And
He's a great marketing guy, and he's a genius for what he's done, and like he's set for life. But I don't think you can go Subban at that cap hit.
No. I mean, if he's willing to come in free agency and take half, sure.
And it's the same kind of thing. Just quick circle back. I know we're much all. The people saying Carey Price be the face of the franchise, 100%. But you got to think of what you're putting on the ice too. I know he makes 10.5. He could be the face of your franchise, yes, but that cap hit handicaps you so bad. You can't be spending $15, $17 million because you're going to have 3-4 goalies. You can't have 17, 18 million in goalies.
Because how much was Flurry when he went to Vegas? He wasn't that
Five
much,
something.
Was he?
5 or 6.
Yeah, see, that you can manage with that.
Yeah.
Because then you have to take some of these big contract guys, some of these guys that are vets, and when you take a $10 million guy, you're kind of handcuffed for your bottom 6. Like we said through the playoffs, though, you need to pay that third line at least $2-3 million to get some actual like talent there, right?
Yeah, 100%. So we'll move on. Sorry, this quick comment here. If Devils push Seattle, take Subban with a 50% retention. That perks my interest a little bit. Have a little side deal.
I think the Devils got to retool here. You can't be bottom feeding, right? And I don't think you want half of that.
They just got Ryan Graves in. Hughes is probably going to take another step. Nico Hischier is going to be healthy this year.
This stupid question of the day, aren't they? Don't they have some kind of money in Kovalchuk still somehow, somewhere?
I don't know. They might have given one of those deals from like to 2040, like they did to a DiPietro example or Brizgalov.
Good for him, though.
Why would? Oh yeah, because he got bought out. But moving on, New York Islanders, another interesting team. I think a lot of people have the same idea as everybody else. Josh Bailey has to be your guy here at $5 million for another 3 years, UFA 2024. I know Lou doesn't want Seattle to take Josh Bailey. He's looking for a side deal here. Obviously, Eberle's another name that's going to come up. But if I am Ron Francis, I take Bailey.
I'm all in on Bailey too.
Yeah,
but I've heard a lot of people saying Kiefer Bellows.
Yes, I saw that in the chat too. Joe Habs said Bellows.
Yeah, I mean the guy, he was all right in junior, but
he's an RFA making $894, 23 years old.
What have you done to really?
He's on a deep team though.
Yeah, see, there it is. Thank you.
What's that? 250,000 for another couple of years. Thank T White. Thank you.
Good. We're
not
for
stats
him.
guys.
But good for him though, getting money. Good for him.
I love that too. And that's one thing. Quickly, just another one. Like Dano going, if he gets that deal somewheres, fucking A. Good for you. Your family's set for life. Get your payday. Love it.
He's a Lou Lamoriello guy.
Yeah.
Doesn't score a lot. Great defensive. Scores every now and then. Don't be surprised. Heard it here first.
So Josh Bailey. I think you gotta go Josh Bailey.
Can we bring that chant with him to Seattle though?
What's the chant?
Nothing.
What's
that
the
one
chant?
where they were singing like, "Hey, Josh Bailey."
Oh, that
was awesome. No. I love that. I'm in on Bailey. Yeah.
Bellows.
Here's the team where I didn't pick anything. But
yeah, that's true. And that's the trouble about doing these kind of shows when you're kind of selecting this team is there's going to be so many different side deals and
Ron Francis is watching this show.
Yeah, can you imagine watching us two drink beer and make a mockery of an expansion draft?
He picks the exact same team.
We made a show KRAKEN Cans. I had to take the team.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so the New York Rangers. Curious where you go here.
This has to be Barclay Goodrow, no?
No, they just signed him to that deal. I think they want that deal for him to be there because they wanted more grit in their lineup.
I was camping.
Oh, you missed it? He got a massive deal for his role. Not a chirp on him either.
Been off the map for like a week here.
Chat
two.
quickly if somebody has Barclay Goodrow's numbers. Quick, I know it was north of 3. Yeah, he got. I took Blackwell quickly while chat kind of maybe updates. Hopefully, Barclay Goodrow's deal. Anybody got it in the chat? I know somebody does. We're not stats guys. Man, he's getting paid a decent amount. It surprised a lot of 6 years, 3.6.
That's not bad.
Yeah, 3.5 million though. I think it's a little high, but I mean the guy's won 2 cups. Yeah,
Ex-Shark. I like the guy. Shouldn't have let him go either. Scored a big goal in Game 7.
And this is not a chirp for him. I'm happy he gets his payday. Great. I just think 3.6 for 6, unless he's going to be your staple third or fourth line guy, almost like a Martin Cizikas, Clutterbuck kind of deal in the island. You know what I mean? But 3.6 is kind of heavy.
They take D'Angelo.
No, too much of a sideshow.
There it is.
You're a new team. This is not a chirp against Seattle either. It's you have a new team and a hipster market. I don't think you bring the heat of D'Angelo in. Because, I mean, the guy's had several opportunities to fix himself, and he just seems like just a sideshow. And this is nothing. I'm not critiquing stuff. I just don't think Seattle wants that for their first year.
Didn't
I think
Darren Radish guy play on the Canadian junior team?
I can't remember, but I'm taking Colin Blackwell, center, 28 years old, 725,000.
Sure. I'll go with you.
Okay.
Literally.
Ottawa Senators.
See, here's a tough one too. I like Chris Tierney.
Mm-hmm.
Guy's nails. I really like him, but
that's a good. I know a lot of people take Vitaly Abramov. Sorry if I butchered that one. RFA. Young guy, 23, left wing.
Dandonoff makes too much money.
Yeah. I thought he would produce a little bit more than he did this year, but I mean, it's tough. It's still a young team. Honestly, I just took a low cap hit. I took Josh Brown on D. Right D, 27 years old.
Where's my cap room here?
Joey Decord.
I don't think that's because what that would put us at 3 goalies, and I got.
I was just reading chat. Marcus Hogberg's another one that could be. Decord's making $750,000 until 2023 though.
We'll get to our third goalie. I'm pretty sure we're on the same page.
Yeah,
he's near the bottom.
Dzingel if he wasn't hurt all the time.
Tierney, can he play wing though?
I'm sure he could. Most C's can kind of. 27, 3.5 for another year.
I'll take your word for it on this one.
You want Logan Brown? I just saw Logan Brown on some list, and it kind of made sense. Low cap hit. Derrick's
Josh Brown.
Yeah, sorry, Josh Brown, Logan Brown. Jesus Christ, sorry guys.
6'5" for Stepan is too much.
Yes, well, he's a UFA now.
Yeah, well, you got to look at your centers and who you're drafting too. Like, where's this guy really coming from, right? Like, where's he gonna fit?
It's true. So I went Josh Brown, low cap hit, right D, 27, got him for another year. I've seen him on a few other lists, and honestly, I did not do enough research for Ottawa just because I like Dzingel, but the injury. Tierney, I agree, great center depth. Could be a great third-line center. 3.5, though.
I think, yeah, I know. Tierney's he was a beautiful Shark, too. Shouldn't have let him go either. They had a good team, and they blew it up, and now look where they are.
So this is where I spent a little cap. Moving on to the Philadelphia Flyers.
You didn't want to take 73 save Alex Lyon? And he set a record in that A game in like 5 overtimes or 6 overtimes. He made like 90 saves or something.
He did something crazy. But I think a lot of people are going to focus on the forwards here.
All they did was lose to Buffalo after 18 games losing. People don't forget.
Yeah. So I'm curious, on the Philadelphia Flyers, I had put a lot of thought into Robert Hagg on D, 26, 1.6 million UFA 2022. But I ended up switching to JVR. A little bit of experience, good out front. You got him for 2 years, $7 million. The guy can still score on the power play. He's so good in tight. I know you need some offense, so I took JVR.
I took the same guy. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'll get to the whole Hagg thing down the thing here because I think it's going to be a trade and swap, and I think Hagg and maybe Morgan Frost might be coming back because I think there's another guy that they were looking at. Yeah,
because there's rumors right now that Philly's going to give up JVR or Voracek, and we'll be getting Tarasenko from the Seattle Kraken.
Yeah, I saw that one where it says Ghost's former coach was in Seattle. He sat in the press box a few times.
That guy too. That could be another player that needs a fresh start. I mean, he's got the tools. He showed he could be good. It's insane the drop off he's had. Shane Gostisbehere.
He had that one good year, and then it was. I said Montreal should go for the guy. Like he's not bad.
4.5 though.
Yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow.
Just speaking quickly just made me think of it. I know because most of our fans in the chat are Montreal fans. Would you throw some money? It doesn't even have to be crazy money. Wouldn't you go after Keith Yandel? The guy's already set for life. I don't think he's in it for the money now. Let him play third pairing D, run your power play. No? Not a Yandel fan?
Love Jans. Fantasy draft pick every year. He's an East Coast boy though. Now he's got his money. He's bought out.
Going to Boston.
We know where he's going. He's going for cheap too. Mind you, played junior in Moncton. Maybe goes up north of the border.
He could. Anyway, so we'll get to the Hagg thing after you said. Moving on to the Pittsburgh Penguins. They've got some decent players available here. I know some people are taking DeSmith, but I know who you took.
I took Zach Ashton-Reese.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it for me. I took Jason Zucker. You need that middle six guy.
Come on, man.
Middle six guy can produce.
He had a drop off last year, and he was playing with Crosby and Malkin. You don't have Crosby and Malkin in Seattle.
You have Ryan Johansson.
He's not Crosby, and he's not Evgeny Malkin. No, I saw
he
Tanev
produced some mini too, though. Tanev, that's another good pick.
I'm not paying 3.5 for a fourth line guy. Third line, maybe. Fourth, yeah.
You could play 3 up there, though. 3.5, though. You just said you got to pay your third line guys.
I have my third line guys picked.
Okay.
I wish I had my draft board in front of me here. But
I took Jason Zucker 5.5. It's a tough one, but he produced in mini. I think he can produce. He's a solid middle six guy. Gives you some offense.
He's 29.
He's a UFA in 2 years.
Yeah. I like the young depth here. Taking Ashton Reese. Guy he'll stick around too. He's RFA, can bridge him.
Mm-hmm.
Save some money there.
So just quickly, I got to ask you your thoughts on this. Do you think Seattle's going to do the Vegas approach where it's like build contender now, just ship guys out every year, sign guys to massive contracts, get rid of them if you don't need them? Or do you think they're going to build, be competitive, but also set them up for like a few years?
I think it's a little different too, being the location in Seattle. You're going to have a lot of travel, right? Where remember Vancouver was complaining they had the most travel. You're going through the time zones. And then is Seattle Vegas, right? Like, is it going to be a destination spot? You know, they have great fans. Like that's not going to be an issue there, but is that where guys really want to go?
I don't know. I think there's a novelty of being the expansion team, the first guys on the team, how much support they'll get the first couple of years. But destination wise, like it's cold,
Right?
it's rainy.
It's cloudy, it's dreary. It's the same thing the Jets face.
Yeah.
Yes, they have a good team. Nobody wants to come here.
Well, it's
right?
minus 50 in the summer.
It's no, it's smoky here. Like really smoky. But no, like you're getting, December to end of March. It's cold as fuck.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
The draft actually, Samu, is tomorrow night. Actually, so Seattle submits their list at 10 or 11 a.m. Eastern, I believe. But then it is officially like available to the public at 8 p.m. Eastern, if I'm not mistaken. So quickly,
Are they gonna do
sorry, go ahead.
Are they doing like a special on it?
I imagine so. They got a bunch of. Well, they leaked Alexander Kerfoot today.
How
They
bad
have a
was
bunch of
that?
celebrities naming the picks.
Did you see that fish toss?
Yeah, good toss. But I'm curious about this one because I don't really watch San Jose enough because they're way on the other side of the country or continent, I should say, different country.
Yes. We're taking a pause. The Deeks right here. That's right. 20 away from 9K, people. Let's go. Let's get there by the end of the show.
Subscribe if you've never seen this channel yet. Give us a like, a comment. Means the world to us. We do this as a hobby. It's fun. It's off season, so we're doing a little draft show here. Curious what your thoughts on San Jose Sharks. This is a team you pay attention to.
Man, please take Martin Jones. Please.
Okay, now if you're Ron Francis, who are you taking?
I really like Skorson here, but I think the smart one is Ryan Donato.
Oh, I picked that too. I think he's still capable.
And the thing is, he's a bit younger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where, it was what it is. You don't want to take. Yeah, I didn't realize Skorson. Matt Nieto, hey Jake.
I thought of Matt Nieto too. 700,000 UFA for 2 more years. 28 years old.
I just
you watch Sharks more, so I'm curious.
I think Donato's got more of an upside to him. Nieto's been there for a while, and he had he's gone up and he sat there, and that's what you're getting. Where I think you take the 25-year-old and you hope for the best. So sky's the limit, right?
Who's this Gambrel everybody's talking about here?
Dylan Gambrel,
24. He's 700,000 RFA next year. Obviously, he's a young stud in the system.
Martin Jones all the way. I hope so. Oh, I hope so.
Clear some space for you guys. I thought about Cody Ceci.
They got Aiden Hill.
Jeez, no, I don't know why I said Cody Ceci. I was thinking like Matt Nieto, and then people are going to call me an idiot. Curtis Gabriel. Just to be that meathead fourth line guy that just fights. I know he was like doing the old peacock kind of.
That guy won't find a job on this team next year. I'm not paying
I was just thinking some guy that just fights. But Matt Nieto interests me. But I think
sign a guy off the streets in Seattle for that kind of money, okay? It'd probably be tougher.
A guy in a plaid shirt and a beard.
Yeah, exactly. Get in here. Let's go. We got IPAs on tap.
Okay, so St. Louis Blues. I think this one's kind of obvious what's going to happen. Actually, there's a couple.
Yeah. It's either Vince Dunn or Tarasenko, depending on the deals. If there's no deal for Tarasenko, I'm saying Vince Dunn.
Yep.
But I think for the most part, it's going to be Tarasenko flip to Philly. And then they're going to get Hag and maybe Frost or a pick coming back.
I got to agree. I think that's the deal. They're taking Tarasenko, flipping him. If they don't, like you said, Vince Dunn. I mean, I bet you there's so many teams now wishing they're in a Seattle spot, being able to take just Vince Dunn for free. I think this kid's going to be a stud. 24, can play both sides on D. Made 1.875, but I think you got to take Tarasenko and flip him for the assets.
And they're saying the Habs are kicking tires on Hoffman again.
Yeah, they need some scoring on the wing.
I'd go for Jayden Schwartz personally.
He's a UFA.
I think he's a better player
than Hoffman.
Yeah,
a little bit younger.
Look who Hoffman was playing with in Florida, and he got all those goals. Just saying.
It's true.
He goes to St. Louis,
but I don't think he had that elite. Not elite. Sorry, I don't know if he had that playmaking C. Nothing against Ryan O'Reilly. I don't think he's got the vision for. You know what I mean? Like he had in Florida with Barkov.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Though, like just the vision.
So good.
And this is nothing against Ryan O'Reilly. I think Ryan O'Reilly's a stud. I just think vision-wise, his shot's what makes him Hoffman.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Habs and Jets interested in Ristolainen. I'm kind of torn. I don't like Risto's. He's decent, but if you look at some of the advanced analytics, he's not that great. But I mean, does
a lot
play
of trade
in Buffalo.
history between Montreal and Buffalo, though. That's kind of.
They do need a D. So Weber's a little banged up.
Another topic for another day.
Yeah, we'll skip the old Weber one. Tampa Bay. This gets interesting. They need to shed cap, but they don't want certain guys gone.
I will not pick from 4 other teams, and I'll take 4 guys from this team.
Yeah. You'll only be 18 million over the cap, though. Who are you going? I know who you want. So just quickly, Derek, before you get going, speaking about Weather not wanting to go, like let's say you don't want to go to Seattle, Killorn came right out yesterday or today and was like, I do not want to go to Seattle. Alex Killorn's like, don't pick me. I don't want to go. But I think you got to go Andre Platt.
You're killing me here. I 100% would take Palat, but Yanni Gord down the middle.
Yeah.
You wingers come and go, man. You got a centerman like this
locked up to 2025.
How do you say no? How do you say no? And depending what this guy can do, he could probably play in your top 6. 5.1 might be a steal.
He's younger and
down the road.
Cheaper cap hit than Platt. Yanni Gord.
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean,
Cal Foot. The kid's going to be good. He just obviously hasn't had time to really show it because the team's been stout and they were just too strong on D. Yeah, another one that interests me is Jan Ruta. If you want a D, Jan Ruta, he's looked good.
David Savard.
I could see Habs maybe chasing him.
I mean, there's a lot of people here saying like leave Tampa in cap hell, but why would you leave them in cap hell and not better yourself? Like, you know what I mean? You play them twice a year. Who gives a shit? You don't have to see them really. So take what you can from this team. Because they will find a way to trade players out. Tyler Johnson's on his way out. 100% he's gone.
See, if I'm the GM, if I'm Ron Francis, I'm looking at Tampa going, you want me to do you a favor. You just won back-to-back Stanley Cups. I don't give a shit what you want. I'm taking who I want from your team.
Yeah, 100%.
You just won 2 Stanley Cups. Sorry, but hey, like you won twice.
I wouldn't. That's the thing. They'll take Killorn and trade for an asset. You don't want to take that chance though, because you don't. You know what I mean? People will look at you and be like, he doesn't want to be there. I ain't giving you nothing.
That's true. The leverage here, he kind of ruined his leverage.
Throw some more shit with me. I want a couple of your picks. Yeah, he doesn't want to be there. So I'll let him rot in your room as a cancer and go from there.
So you took Yanni Gourde. Now that you explained it, I
sir.
do like that selection. I was kind of going for like a better player, but now that I kind of think about it, a center that's a year younger than Platt, making less money, locked up to 2025. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I messed up on my pick taking Platt there. I think Gourde's a more valuable pick for the team now and in the future.
I think the thing about Palat, though, is like, how do you leave that guy exposed? I think he's third all-time playoff points in Tampa Bay.
Well, they have 9 second-line players. That's why.
They're so good. It's sick.
We said it before playoffs. Like, it's disgusting how good they are. They won for a reason. They're good.
They're so good.
They followed the rules, but they're good.
They had one guy that was hurt, okay? Let's throw it out there. One guy. Marian Gaborik isn't getting a ring, and then whoever, Anders Nielsen, or not Anders Nielsen. Is that him? Might be. They're not getting rings. So
Nielsen's on Detroit, isn't he?
I don't know. It's he's a Swede. That's all I know.
Okay.
It's a Nielsen. Nielsen? It's something like that. I'm almost positive. But anyway,
moving on so we don't look too bad. Toronto Maple Leafs. Kind of leaked out a little bit today. Why they made the deal for Jared McCann. And Nick already had that one ready.
Yep. They're saying Foligno's going a mini too.
Yeah, join his brother. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, Foligno, they got Eichel there. I mean, they could turn it around pretty quick as long as they don't spend $11 million on your boy.
So Kerfoot is he's got another 2 years left. 3.5 cap hit.
I like him.
But also the McCann deal, I know why they did it. Some people are saying McCann had a decent year. Again, he's at 2.94 RFA next year. I still think they take Kerfoot, but you got to take a little bit of a look at McCann. He did decent for Pittsburgh this year. I think he did 14 and 18.
Zach Hyman, but it's not happening.
No, he wants way too much money. They're saying Edmonton's trying to look at him.
I'm not even going to touch that. We all know my opinion on that. I'm not going near that. Why not give Joe a chance?
Yeah.
It's cheap, veteran leadership, loves the West Coast. But no, Kerfoot's the guy. We all know that.
Okay, so Kerfoot's going. That's quite easy. Vancouver Canucks. This one caused me a little bit of...
Really?
I didn't know who to take.
You could take your Hobie Baker winner, Jimmy Vesey.
I don't think so.
I didn't sell it for you?
No.
See, I like... I took Jake Virtanen.
Same
here. This guy gets out of there. Gets a fresh start, comes back. It's going to be another guy that torches Vancouver. But yeah, I got Jake Virtanen going. I do like Madison Bowie on defense though.
Yeah.
He was there for that cup run for Washington, young guy too, still hasn't really come out of his shell, but I think smart pick is Virtanen here.
I like Zach McEwen too. It's a sneaky one. Because good, I don't even know how you get Dozovic. Jake Virtanen, though, I think like he's got the skill set. He just hasn't put it together. And he's a hometown kid, and I think that's why he's kind of struggling there. But you go to Seattle, you're like, not that far. You're still the hometown kid.
You're enough out of town to where they're not going to shit on you if you have a bad game.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay,
Quick
so we
trip
both
for family.
Yeah, both got Virtanen. Washington Capitals. I think we're both on the same page here.
Yep.
Vitek Vanacek, young goalie, 25, RFA next year, making $700,000.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's just an easy pick. He showed good promise too. Alex Ovechkin, no, he's retiring as a Cap. He said that. He said if he doesn't retire as a Capital, he's going back to Russia.
Yeah.
Connor Sheary, not a bad one. But I think Vitek Vanacek, just what he showed this year, his first year.
You can't put a price on a young goalie that has promise like this.
Yeah.
I mean, Nashville with Pekka retiring, what's his name's coming in.
Yeah.
Right. I can't think of the guy's name right now. But yeah.
Carl Hagelin's making 2.75 2023.
Is Litko 3492 from the Czech?
He might be. That's
It
pretty
is?
cool.
That's awesome. Sweet.
Our Czech boy
Cheers,
Vanacek.
man.
He's got the little
Yeah.
symbols on top.
Cheers. Are you from the Czech?
That'd be cool if he is.
That would be awesome.
I'm just quickly going to the Jets before we're done. I thought hard about Dylan DeMello, but I took Mason Appleton for that cap hit.
I took
Reliable,
Apples.
bottom six guy.
Nice. He is from the Czech. That's awesome. That is sweet. Welcome to the show, man.
Okay, I'm gonna let you chill with the chat for a second. I'll be right back.
Sure. No, I got I know a lot of DeMello, a lot of Appleton here. I know a lot of Winnipeg fans were worried about Stanley. He got protected. Trevor Lewis. Come on, Jacob. No, I'm Appleton. Guy's young guy. He's coming up. He can play on the wing. He's played center. I think this is a no-brainer for me. Mason Appleton. Jets lose a good one. Seattle gains one. Did anyone have Laurent Brossoit going? That's a question there. He's not a bad backup. He was proven playing junior and all that, but other than that, I don't know who else you would take. Yeah, no, he had a good playoff run. I agree with that. Niku's he had that one good year in the A. He came up, hasn't progressed, I guess, the way people have thought. But DeMello's jumped him in the depth chart. He is young though, right? So I don't. A lot of Sammy Niku love up in here. That's the thing though. Like Niku. Okay, let's talk about the Niku thing here. He was an AHL Defenseman of the Year, right? Won it, came up, got torched early, rode the pine, hit in the press box, back down. Tucker Poolman jumped him. Logan Stanley jumped him. DeMello came in, jumped him. Even Beaulieu was playing more than him. Forbert jumped him too. There's a lot of guys that have just gone up the ladder above him. This guy is, I don't know if it's confidence or what's going on there, but I don't know. I think he could be involved in a trade if someone really wants him, but I wouldn't put a lot of stake in him going.
Yeah. And I that's one thing I thought of was DeMello, because you saw against Montreal in playoffs. I'm using this as an example because I swept Edmonton, so it doesn't really matter. You could see a big difference once Dylan DeMello was out, right, on Winnipeg's D. That's why I thought they might take him, but I think Mason Appleton's a perfect player for your bottom six. Can jump up to that second line if you need him. He's cheap. I think you got to take Appleton.
Man the chat for a second.
Sounds good. So I think we agreed on goalies here, chat. We took, just for ones that are jumping in now, we took Drieger, Kakinen, and Vitek Vanacek in our net, because as many as people think you can take Carey Price, and this is coming from one of the biggest Carey Price fans there is, Montreal Canadiens fans, I just don't think when you're building a team you can take that contract. Yes, he can be the face of your franchise. Now there's injury questions. I know some people think Montreal staged the injuries, like it can't happen, like they're just putting that out there so they don't take them. But 10.5 on your goalie, then you got to sign 2 or 3 more. I think you got to go Drieger, Vanacek, and Kakinen. You have 2 young guys in Drieger and Kakinen that are proven, can do it well. And then you have Vanacek coming up. I think it's a solid goalie pick. I was just telling the chat what we took for goalies that we agreed upon, what some people are thinking here. Some people they could play the LTIR game, but then you got to clear 10.5 when he's ready, and you can't just flip him because he has to waive his no move again.
Well, this is some garbage right here.
But let's play this game for a sec, Derek. I know you got to go here soon.
I'm trying to figure like it's sorry. It's not okay. What did I get? I drafted 30, 18 forwards, 10D. What? Why do I only have 2 goalies?
You forgot Vanacek or Kakinen.
There we go. I need Capo.
But quickly, let's say Seattle does take Carey Price. Montreal clears up 10.5. They clear up another 7 to 8 with Weber. There's 18 million. I'm curious what they can do with 18 million. I'm just entertaining this just for conversation sake, per se. There's a lot of money there. Martin Bernier, I do like that. Drieger, Kakinen, Price, Accord, Vanacek. It's a solid thing. That's a lot of money in goalies, though. You know, Drieger's getting 3.5. Kakinen's making what? Let's scroll up here quick.
Did you
Kakinen's making 725 for another year.
Yeah.
Jesus. Why protect
What's
Talbot?
your cap hit at?
81 million.
Really?
Yeah. Are you over?
I'm at 85.
You're chirping me. Chirping me for being I'm under.
I'm trading Tarasenko though.
Hello from Louisiana. Oh. See,
Nice.
Antoine, I'm thinking the same thing. If it's one of my favorite players ever.
Saints country.
Might be enough to afford Weiser. He's going overseas here in a couple weeks.
I'll take 18 million though.
Speaking of Dale, we do have some players starting to trickle in for some interviews coming up the next few weeks. Should be awesome. And also tomorrow night.
Yes.
Shano, Nick, and Dale will be doing a live show as the Seattle team is getting drafted. So tomorrow night, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you get that little notification when they do go live for tomorrow night's expansion draft. It's going to be sweet. But we got some players coming, some good ones. I'm kind of excited for the interviews that are coming up.
It's going to be fun. Fun.
Some of I wish I could tell some of you guys some of the names, but it's incredible.
I think we are actually. Oh yeah, no, we haven't touched on merch too. I think we got some new stuff in the store. If we can, we got the link there. Quick, you guys are new to this channel. Yeah, absolutely.
Your perfect Crushin Cans hat, or KRAKEN Cans, as we said for tonight. It's a perfect Saturday hat.
Yeah,
but
and then
gold Caulfield shirts. I mean, the list goes on. The merch is incredible. We've got some stuff coming out for the fall.
Golf shirts are in there. I got one of those. Those are unreal. Yeah,
Habs
all that stuff.
Shirts.
Yeah, great quality on all that. Pretty easy to find your way through the store, order, and then don't forget to post and comment on the merch when you guys get it. That always helps. And don't forget too, if you guys are here new to the show, just tuning in, anything, like, subscribe, comment. Anything, because I think we are pretty close to hitting 9K.
Yeah, get us to 9K. That'd be unbelievable. But quick question from Frank Oliver. Give us a clue on who's coming. They were on the Montreal Canadiens this year. We, like Dale said, we had to give them a little bit of a break. I mean, it is completely heartbroken. I have no idea. But to make it that far in playoffs and that close to the Stanley Cup, we decided to give them a little bit of a break so Dale wouldn't hound them for interviews. But we got an incredible lineup coming to you the next few weeks. Going to be so much fun.
I think we are trying to make our way back to our original spot. Because I know we did the pre-record for the awards. That was a couple weeks ago.
We nailed those.
Yeah, not bad.
We actually did well.
Hopefully, know this one. Next week, I believe we are starting a new show called Flashbacks Fridays with Nick and Deeks. that'll be something to watch for. That's going to be fun. There's a lot of stuff going on there.
Yep. They're going to be highlighting some Montreal Canadian stuff from the past. Just a little show to get some fans through the summer until the season starts again. We're trying to find a bunch of different stuff. If you guys have opinions of what we should do or what you'd like to see, just let us know. Leave comments. Continue to subscribe. We're going to try to keep everybody interested. And this is just on top of the big show with Dale, with the interviews with players, is all these little side shows that we're doing just to keep everybody engaged, because we that's what we set out for, is to build this community. We see this growing now, and all the people that tune in, like, we recognize all the names that are in here every week, and we love that you guys are still here even in the summertime. So we're going to try to entertain you guys, keep stuff coming, keep the content up. It's going to be a good time.
The bracket will be out next week.
For those that weren't here.
We are going to do a fictional sports player of all time. No coaches are not in. Tony D'Amato would win. I had to give him a break, but he we will be drafting positions. It is not going to be by sport or anything. We're just going to throw them in the mix, let them duke it out and see what happens. It'll be all coming up to you guys. Actually, we're going to throw, I guess, the polls up there.
Yep.
But we will be announcing the bracket next week,
soon,
which will be fun. Thanks, Martin. That is an awesome comment. Love all these. This is great.
And that's the thing with the bracket. It's just something fun that we're going to throw up on our YouTube community tab page or whatever it is. So we'll put a poll up there. We'll put a poll up on Twitter. Let's say just random names. We'll take who's two popular ones that we can put in here.
Ooh,
just for an
Happy.
example.
We'll throw Happy Gilmore. Will be in there
against Airbud. Who's the best athlete? You guys vote on it, and then they move on. Whoever wins, and then we'll see at the end of the summer who's our best fictional player of all time. Or we're gonna put sports against different sports against different sports, just so it's not.
It'll be fun.
Too easy, yeah. Just gonna make it completely random.
CFL's coming up. Big Bomber guy, so we'll be touching on that. I know the Jays are coming back to Toronto. That'll be fun to see how that goes on there. And then, late August, early September, the NFL fires up. And then, bang, we're right back at training camp. Yeah, this is a year-round channel, right? So we're gonna keep everything going for you guys.
So I just want to point out quickly.
I don't know, Dan.
Some of the comments here, Dan. Great bunch of fans here. That's Nick's old man. Love the Dan man.
Daffy Duck personally was a liability.
We have just Jacob Carlos from the Doghouse podcast.
Yeah, I know Adrian's in here too.
Yeah.
Check Martin those guys out. Always a good show over there.
Thank you for the great comments, Martin Bernier. Appreciate that. Swerve657. Thank you for the show. Love this.
Beer
Appreciate
sponsor.
The kind words.
Cork Brewing. If you guys are in Winnipeg, get out there. Tons of good beer. The patio's open there. They got some new beers coming out. The Cloud 8-pack is out. Brando had one earlier. They got the raspberry wheat beer out now, which is delicious.
My light's kind of messing it up, but this one's Cirrus.
The Stratus or whatever that one is.
Oh yeah, that one's Stratus, and then I have Cirrus over here, or Cirrus. I don't even know how you pronounce it.
I got the old Belgian. One. They're actually in a rebranding right now too. 5 years they've been going, so they got the new rebranding. I think I got one of the stickers of the new branding. I don't know how it's going to go over. I haven't put it up yet, but the new stickers are coming. New labels. It will be awesome.
Perfect. I'm just going to run through some more comments from some of the supporters here. We have, Jack Mert, if I'm not pronouncing that right. Yak, maybe. Not sure if you're European or not. Thank you. Blaine's always here. Ian Patterson's always here. Boss Master, do a compliment in there. Appreciate it.
Ian left his picture at the bar to come watch.
Charmaine, Cano, everybody. Doggo Sports Podcast. That's with Jacob and Adrian. They just started up a new rebranding of their own. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Yeah.
And if you're new here, subscribe. Tons of content coming. Crushin Cans will be covering, like Derrick said, we'll cover CFL, NFL, fantasy hockey, a bunch of this stuff.
We'll do some NASCAR and stuff for you because I know you're into that. We'll watch a
It's
race.
just
or
me,
something.
but
maybe we just do a live race.
no, we'll fall asleep. And I'm a NASCAR fan. Honestly, Crushin Cans is for all the sports. Like, this is more of like, I know we're Habs tonight on YouTube, but Crushin Cans is for the ones that are fans of other teams in the NHL, but also other sports as well. Tour de la Ligue covers your French content for the French-speaking fans. The Big Show with Dale, obviously. Flashback Friday, just tons of stuff on Habs tonight, not just particular to the Montreal Canadiens, but we appreciate the subscriptions, the support, the buying the merch. Make sure you post it on socials if you get some merch, or give us a review. We love it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. I know it was a long show compared to normal, but it was a blast, and look forward to seeing you guys here soon.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys. Have a good night. Crush some cans or crack some cans with the old Kraken. Cheers.
Kraken.